So today I'm working on 2003 Nissan Altima 2.5, which is the 4-cylinder. Have an intermittent no starting problem. It would just crank and crank and crank, wouldn't start. Then you come back to it, it'd start, drive for several days, then air out on you again. So I took it down to O'Reilly, and they ran the code reader. They read 2 codes on this thing. I was missing my gas cap, which was true. Weird they knew that. Probably something to do with gas tank pressure or something. So got a new gas cap, and then also the crank position sensor was showing a fault, which is pretty common on the Nissan Altima and the Nissan Maxima. So I wasn't surprised to hear that. So what you're going to need for this job is you're going to need a helper. That's McKinnon. Run. And you're going to need a 10mm socket and an extension, probably like 6-inch. Now when you pick up your sensor, you don't want to go cheap on these. You can get these for 29 bucks, but if you spend extra money, like 50, 70 bucks, in this case 65 bucks I think, you'll get one that's really going to be more reliable. So now we're going to get to it. I would typically, on something like this, you'd want to jack it up and get it from underneath. It's blind either way you do it, coming from the top or going from the bottom. But it just seems more natural, and it's a little bit closer to you. You don't have to remove all the top stuff to get down to it. But, darn it, this floor jack lost its seal all of a sudden today, the day I need it. So I can't lift this car. So now I'm stuck going from the top, removing all that stuff. So let's get into tearing down.
Papa, would you make me tape?
Alright, cover's taken off. Next thing you want to do is you want to get this air snorkel out of the way. And then you're going to want to take off your mass airflow sensor right here too.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, I'm going to need this glue out.
What?
I need this glue. No, not that one. Ah! I dropped it. Are you busy? Yeah.
Alright, so we're looking at the mirror, and you see that green?
Yeah?
That's the tab you're looking for.
Hey, why did we get stuck? Hey, I'm stuck. Did you do that?
You definitely can't see it without a mirror. For reference,
Definitely, you can't see yourself a mirror. Right, Papa?
right, follow this wire down right here, and it takes you right to that crankshaft sensor. This wire right here.
Yeah.
And I'm shoving a piece of paper towel into the socket. That's going to help keep the fastener in there. You don't want to drop it in there.
No.
Now I'm going to show you where is the crankshaft positioning sensor. It's located on the lower back side of the engine, and it's really tight area to get to. You won't be able to see the sensor and you'll have to work blindly. But I found a little...
Bring my watch. I'd like it.
Tech tip,
No, bring my...
put tape over the nut or the bolt and then shove it into your socket, and you for sure are not going to lose it like I did just using paper towel. Another tech tip, get a swivel for your extension. It's going to make life much easier when you're trying to get into that and do that job. See how that swivel comes in handy? That's where my arm is. Videotaping this sucks.
What, Papa?
Alright, so there's where my arm is. And you can see the swivel down in there. Alright, this thing finally came out. It's been taking a long time. It's really kind of a pain. But now that it's out, the next thing is take the wiring harness off. Stick a screwdriver there, push it forward, it'll pop, and then you're in business. Okay, this is the one that came out, and it looks pretty much identical to the one that's going in. Now, if this had been an original crank sensor, it wouldn't be round here, it'd be kind of flat or oval. And the problem with getting into taking out one of the originals is the wiring harness, instead of deflecting away from the nut, it covers it. So you actually have to get in there somehow and get the wiring harness off first, which can be a pain. It could be covered with oil, slippery. It's just hard to do.
Didn't know I could do that. Right? I'll look at that. Huh, I did pretty good. I'll get it off. Papa, help. Good job.
Thank you.
That was good.
So before you get moving, you want to put in the new sensor into the wiring harness. It's going to make it a whole lot easier. It should just go in with a click and the green tab popped back out. That's what you want. And then, before it actually goes in, you want to put a little bit of clean motor oil on the seal there. Okay, another note, when you tighten up the bolt, make sure your sensor is pushed into the socket all the way. You'll feel it kind of pop in. Don't try to force it in with the bolt. You're going to mess it up, you do something like that. So push it in nice and tight, then put your bolt in.